What's up, MVPs? Welcome back to the MVP show. Here with my co-host Mons. Still struggling with the intro here. And we have a very special guest, Rob from JURUPICKS here, local in Boca Raton, Florida. How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. You played a round of golf this morning?
I did.
How'd we shoot?
And
where we play?
Where?
Where?
I played in Boca, obviously, because we're in Boca, but played at Boca Country Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not the best round I've had, but it was fun.
I was the driver.
Driver was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was the short game that got you.
No, short game was good. It was
Was
just,
your iron?
No, bro.
Putting?
Honestly, so driver was good. I just had a couple of penalties that just ruined the day. You know what I mean?
So you play like hardcore?
Yeah.
Oh, to a T? What's your handicap?
15.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing great, but you know.
Gets the job done.
Do you guys play?
Yeah.
Me and him, we go to Deer Creek a lot. That's
I love Deer Creek. I play there all the time.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
How often do you play?
We've been going once, twice a week recently.
Nice.
Even in this.
We'll get out there with Nick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, God. That'll be a time.
You can wager some what's up.
Yeah.
We did wager what's up on the par threes, and now we're going out to LA together, and we're wagering on the sofa bed versus the queen bed on the par threes. So
Yeah.
it's kind
Nice.
it makes it interesting. I mean, the intensity on those holes.
That's amazing.
It's a great wager.
That's a great
'cause
wager.
We didn't want to do the fours because I have him on yardage by quite a bit. So it's like, it's not, we want to do a fair. Like,
It was fun, the par threes.
par
Do
threes.
you guys play stroke play or no? Just because of par
We're
three?
gonna. So the way we're
Wait,
doing
whose
it,
handicap's better?
mine by far.
His, yeah.
But he actually got me on the par three.
Both
I
of them.
couldn't play.
Yeah.
I
The
couldn't
first
play
one, I
well.
should have hit the putt, and
Yeah.
then
No, we're doing stroke play, but since there's only 4 par threes on Deer Creek, if we tie the 4, if we go 2 and 2 on the par threes, we're gonna then count up the strokes and
There you
see
go.
the strokes. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
it'll be fun.
But
It'll be a fun.
getting back into the swing of betting, Rob, when did you start sports betting, and what made you pursue this as like a full-time gig?
Yeah, so I guess I started sports betting. I actually started with fantasy sports. That's where it all started. I mean, you consider fantasy sports betting, right?
Same type of
Right?
deal.
DFS?
I mean, the fantasy football was what I was doing first. That was the first thing I ever did.
How ironic, right? So I started
Betting with your friends. Yeah.
Right. But I also did DFS, like DraftKings Sports, FanDuel, what have you. That's legal down here before Hard Rock Bet was legal. I started with that, and I started at a very high. I started getting pretty into it, at a professional level, and I made a large amount one night, and that's how it started everything. I was like, wow, I could teach people how to do this. I had $100,000 night one night, and I was like, damn, I could teach people how to do this. So that's how it started. That's how all Juru started, from that night. And then I started making, all different tons of different monies, like several times a week. And, I was like, man, I can literally teach people how to do this. And that's how it happened.
Yeah, that's how I felt the same way when I started. In terms of Juru, how did you come up with the name?
Well, obviously there's Guru, right? Guru's like a big sports betting type of niche, I guess you can say. And obviously I'm a Jew, so I added the Juru to it.
The amount of Jew jokes this one gives
I'm a
me
big
every
Jew
week.
joke guy.
Are
You
you?
gotta bring out
love
the
him
star
because he
every
wears
time.
a choker Star of David.
Yeah, thanks,
Oh yeah,
Mom.
represent,
Thanks, Mom.
represent Heebs, right here, buddy, right here.
Thank God. You know what? I'm
I
glad you
keep
sat
telling
next
him
to me on
we
this
gotta
side.
get like another like 5-6 inches on that thing. So
All
it's
right,
like,
all right. Enough with the choker of the star thing. It's a sports betting show. We don't need to make any Jew jokes today with 2 Jews on the show here.
Yeah,
You're right. I'll keep
you're
it to a
outnumbered,
minimum.
brother.
He's actually, since I met Matt, he's had me embrace it more, which is good. Now I'm only like dating Jewish women, all that stuff. So
As
it's
you
good.
should
It's
be.
good.
Keep
My
it in the
parents are happy. Yeah, I let him know Ben loves this. All right. Well, in terms of going back to sports betting, we would love to hear the craziest bet you've ever hit and then your worst beat. I'm sure you have a lot, but if you can narrow it down to maybe 1 or 2 of each, we'd love to hear it. I know I've had my fair share.
Okay, so this is not going to be DFS, right? We're going to talk about sports betting.
Yeah.
Right, because the biggest night I've had was that $100,000 night in DFS, right? But we're going to talk about an actual wager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Probably a total.
Parlay or something.
Yeah, you could do a parlay if you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, so it was a parlay. It was a 10-leg, 3-round ball golf, 34,000 that I won.
What'd you risk?
1,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a plus 3,400.
You risked $1,000 on a 10-leg parlay.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What's your unit?
Oh, my unit's probably 250. It's not
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, but I just went a little crazy one night.
You must have.
Hey, that happens.
Do you guys bet golf?
I keep up with the odds. I don't bet it.
You don't bet it? Okay, so like golf's when it's in season, it's every week, right?
Yeah, Thursday to.
But Wednesday night, you're on the shitter, right? You're on the shitter Wednesday night. You're looking. You see the 3-round ball. Do you know what the 3-round ball parlay is?
I don't
I'll show
know.
you after.
I'm about to get into these. He's been getting into the horse racing. Now I'm going to get into the golf. It's going to be all year.
Dude. It's crack. You're going to do it this week on US Open. So that was the craziest bet. The worst bad beat? Oh, man, that's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, I've had so many bad beats.
Any from NFL specifically, maybe last season?
I can remember, like I try to like not remember them. I really don't try to remember them, but like a bad beat, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
I'll give you one for mine, and you can think about it for a second. So I had we haven't even talked about this on the show, but you were with me actually. I was betting overtime on every playoff game 2 years ago. And
I remember when you were doing that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I do.
Cash in the Super Bowl, and I got a lot of shit, but I ended up making a nice profit. It won like $30K on it. And Bills Chiefs, when Bass missed the field goal, I think you were the one who took the video of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyler Bass just fucked me on that. And then I didn't even think it was going to happen in the Super Bowl. And then it still hasn't happened, shockingly, in like the wild card divisional or conference championship. So I'm still going to bet it this year for fun. Then I was like doubling down, martingaling it. But that was my worst beat of just like, I thought that one was the one, and it was lined up nicely. Bass at home, they found me to get over the hump here against the Chiefs, and then I got fucked. So.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't think of an actual bad beat that I mean I've definitely had them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I haven't had them, of course. I just can't like think of one that comes to my mind right now.
Okay, all good there. I know Mons has had some parlay bad beats, but
Brutal.
But in terms of when looking at data and different things in that perspective, what are your favorite websites to use or recommend for more novice bettors when looking at sharp data? Or what is your opinion of like what the books are putting out regarding the data that they push? FanDuel, DraftKings, Circa Sports, that kind of stuff for guys who are more novice to the space.
Yeah, so I definitely use different types of data to look up studying my sports for the day, sports betting, but RotoWire would be one of them. There's a lot of data on there, believe it or not. For example, like baseball's going on right now, so I'll look at batter first pitcher on RotoWire.
Was that the old Roto World?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. I like to look at weather, obviously, especially for baseball. I look at StatMuse a lot, which is an awesome site. I don't know if you guys ever used it. You can look up any stat
You use
like.
them for a lot of player props?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of prayer props for that. And then I'm looking at, I'll look on Twitter and stuff like that. But those are the two main ones that I look every single day.
Awesome.
For pretty much all sports.
Yeah. How have you been doing with MLB?
Great.
Really?
Great. My home runs are my specialty.
Really?
It's Dinger Tuesday today, so make sure you.
Oh, shit.
What's that?
Dinger Tuesday?
Yeah. Give me a pitch.
You don't know what Dinger Tuesday is?
No.
It sounds like somebody hits a home run.
Is it your home run parlay every Tuesday?
Home run parlay or bet. And that's what I got.
Dinger Tuesday is like a big thing in the sports betting world. So,
I have not heard of that.
Neither have I.
Oh, look it up.
And we got a guest on like every week.
I mean, they literally have a promo for Dinger Tuesday on FanDuel. It's called Dinger Tuesday.
I don't
promo.
keep up with FanDuel.
Right. So basically, Dinger Tuesday, it's been known over the years, Tuesday is the day where there's the most home runs. Just happens to be on a Tuesday.
No shit.
And you're a baseball guy and you didn't know that.
No, I did not.
Wow.
And yeah, so I have I do a live on Instagram where it's called Dinger Tuesdays.
I'm gonna have to start joining.
Yeah. I'll be a couple hours, and basically I go over the home run props that I love for the day. Talk about some home run parlays that I go over. Talk about some plays that I like for the actual games and stuff like that. But that's what Dinger Tuesday is.
And so I am a big baseball guy.
Right.
I played very competitively for a while.
Great.
When you're looking at home run props, what are you looking at? Just how that batter faces up against the pitcher, barrel rate, like.
Yeah, barrel rate for sure is definitely one of them, but there's so many different aspects and data that I look at. One is temperature outside, weather.
Obviously,
So when it's hot out,
when it's hot out,
ball's flying. We all know in Coors Field the ball's going to fly out there, right, with elevation.
Apparently not for the Rockies, though.
Not for the Rockies. There's a couple batters that will, but one of the craziest datas that I use is, and not a lot of people do this, but when a guy is due for a home run.
That term in sports betting so crazy.
It's my favorite. Who was
the guy? Wasn't it Vlad Guerrero Jr. at the beginning of the year?
He just was non-existent.
Were you taking him?
I was taking him every day. Of course I was. I didn't miss a day. So of course I hit the day he hit one. Of course.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's kind of like what I was doing with
Mike Trout. He's due.
Right now he is? When was his last bomb? Was it against the Red Sox?
Maybe
nuke?
Maybe the first game against the Red Sox, which I had that game. Yesterday I was on my two guys that I was on, like when there was a couple days where they haven't hit any, Acuna and Corbin Carroll on the D-backs. You know, there's a couple days that go by, you're like, these guys are due. Home run parlay, gave it out my VIP.
So you have like a handful of just batters in the MLB that you like.
I just know. I know these guys.
Interesting.
I know.
So are you ever paying the juice? I mean, I guess it's still not juice, but are you ever taking like Judge?
Yeah.
You are? Really?
But I like taking him when he's like plus 250 because he's never plus 250.
Okay.
Barely.
Yeah.
So that's when I'll take him.
So what are you, in terms of the odds you send out to clients, do you like send it based off of their state or just in, you have a lot of clients like me, you just send like, hey, this is what I'll look on Action Network and see plus 250 on FanDuel. They might be able to not be able to get that in their state like they wouldn't in Florida, but I'll just send that out as the best lines. How do you go about that when you're sending out different lines for different sports?
For me, it's not really about the line. Like I'm sending out what I have here in Florida.
Okay.
They can take what they can take wherever they're at.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I give out home run parlays where I like to take 2-leg home run parlays, and I normally target them in the same game because of the atmosphere that it's in, the weather. If a game's going to go off, it's going to go off. We saw the Padres-Dodgers game go off yesterday, you know, so there was a couple, you know, the over smacked. You know, so like when a game goes off like that, you could take multiple hitters. I had a Cubs parlay yesterday, Tucker. I had two guys on my list to hit homers. Guess who hit them? Tucker and Happ.
The two guys on your list?
The only two guys. That crazy?
Nuts.
The baseball.
What about like Sunday night, Red Sox Yankees? That game went off.
Yeah, I had Judge.
Did you?
Easy.
Only for one or two?
No, I had Judge for 2.
You had Judge for 2?
Yeah.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Damn, so I'm gonna keep up with this home run shit.
So have you been like limited on Hard Rock or anything down here?
No, because I honestly, man, I do not sports gamble too much that I can't handle. Like I don't waste too much. I usually play with like 1,000 a day. I really don't waste that much. I try to keep it simple. You know, there's people that, you know, make hundreds and hundreds of thousands on sports betting. You know, I definitely make thousands. But you know, I would say MLB is probably my most profitable time of year. Believe it or not, my favorite.
I was gonna ask.
It's not my favorite.
What's your most profitable? It sounds like MLB, and then what's your favorite like sport to bet on?
It's NFL all day. I mean, who doesn't love NFL? It's the most fun to watch. I'm so into the games.
What type of bet do you set? Yeah.
I love touchdowns. I love
Touchdown
touchdowns.
scores?
I love taking overs. You know, those are my things. I'm also a straight bettor. Don't get me wrong. Straight betting is the way to go. The long term. We all know that. The long term with sports betting.
Yeah, last week we had somebody on and he did a national tight ends the parlay.
Yeah.
Didn't it hit?
He lost
It was
by one leg.
and I forget who it was. Was it Trey McBride?
He like didn't take Kelsey and like two of the bigger guys for some reason, and then one guy got fucked. So yeah, but speaking of different NFL betting things, I'm really big into the live betting space. Been working with an AI company, send out a lot of halftime plays, which is a little niche market for my clients, working towards like NBA and college football as well. Have you ever dipped your toes in live betting? What's your opinion of live betting?
Absolutely. I think live betting is a great strategy for sure to have. I mean, I live bet all the time. I live bet a lot with tennis, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you on Alcaraz?
What?
Plus 4,500?
No, I actually took center set 1 was my play, and he hit it yesterday. Or was it Sunday? Yeah.
So you do all sports. You do all the research yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I love hockey.
Are you Panthers guys?
I'm a Panthers guy. Yep, I love hockey. I mean, we're kicking ass right now. We're an amazing team.
Do you think we were going to bring up the Stanley Cup later, but while we're on the subject, what are your thoughts up 2-1 right now? What's your prediction for the rest of the series?
I think it'll go. I think
7.
I think the Oilers will come back swinging. I think they'll put up a fight for sure. They're no slouch. You know, they got McDavid and Draisaitl. You know, they're definitely a great team, but I don't know. You know, I think the Panthers have
the depth,
so much depth and superstar power compared to the Oilers.
Yeah.
So you think the Oilers get game 4?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the over hit 3 times, man.
When
is the under gonna hit?
Yeah, it's due.
Is it? It's due.
It's due.
So we gotta hit it.
I'm just gonna keep taking it. Fuck it.
Maybe we'll take first period and see what happens.
First period under?
Yeah.
I feel like they've been...
The first period over smacks every time.
Every time.
Honestly, being down here, the Panthers have got me way... I used to live in Charlotte, and people were Hurricanes fans, but now that the Panthers are so good here, I've gotten more into it. And I was watching that double overtime game like a hawk there. That was crazy. But McDavid, we saw that goal from him. That was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Game 2. And the way he just skates so fast. I'm getting into hockey, so...
Yeah, hockey's fun.
It's a good time, especially when you get a team that's with the depth like the Panthers and then the Oilers. But I'm gonna go Panthers in 6. That's my prediction.
Nice.
I think that they win the next game at home here, and then they lose game 5 and win at home again. That's what do you think?
I like it.
I could see Oilers breaking off the next 2, Panthers getting 6, and then I don't know. Game. I agree. I think it's gonna go 7.
Well, he wants the Panthers to lose, so.
I do. I'm a piece of shit.
Hey. Hey, listen. 2 years in a row is not easy.
No, it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And you got to think that the Oilers have some blood out. You know, it could happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rule them out.
No.
I will not rule the Oilers out because as a sports bettor, I know things could change. If everybody in this planet is going to take the Panthers for the rest of the way, you got to go the other way.
Yeah.
It's plus, I think, 250 or 270 or something for the Oilers right now. So we'll see.
To win it?
Yeah.
That's not enough for me to take.
Switch.
I mean, if they lose the next game, but again,
if it's like plus 400 or 500, I would.
They came back last year, but no, we'll see what happens with the hockey there. While we're on, I guess, finals, NBA finals, have you been sending out a ton of stuff for that?
Yep. It's been a very interesting finals. I definitely the overhit. Obviously, that's what I was on last game, and the team total for the Thunder. That was my play for the last game, but. The Thunder, they're just so nasty, so much depth, as you said before with the Panthers. I think the Thunder just so much depth. I mean, I was shocked when Halliburton came back and won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, shocked.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah.
What were you riding the Knicks throughout the Eastern Conference? You were
riding
all over
the
them?
Knicks since the beginning of the season.
Really?
Are you a Knicks fan?
No, I'm a Heat fan. We suck. But I took the Knicks for championship winner about 3 or 4 months ago.
So then were you also
I was sweating for plus 3,000.
Were you taking them every which way, like series winners too, or no?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say,
when I had the plus 3,000,
huge.
I was just chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, this is nice. Nope. Right in the face.
What did I had Thunder in 5 was my prediction before.
Yes, you did.
And then I forgot. Oh, I said McDavid was going to win the
MVP.
Connor Smythe, regardless of if they win or lose, which I'm not so sure of now.
No, not right now. I don't know who would win it.
That was my prediction before the series.
Got to be Marchand or Bennett.
I would say
Marchand's.
probably Marchand.
We'll see how the next couple games go.
I mean, he's an animal. Especially right now.
Him and Seth Jones, great pickups.
This just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, he came to the team and wasn't doing much, and then the last couple of games, he's just been unreal.
I can't imagine
He's scoring
being a
first
Bruins
goal.
fan.
Like every time.
Yeah.
I think that's like plus 1,000 a first goal scorer.
Yeah.
That's one of my plays I love. And I took Reinhart last night. I gave out one NHL play yesterday. It was Reinhart goal, thank God. Plus 165. I was sweating for a little bit, but that was the only play I gave out yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. So going back to the Thunder series, what are your thoughts for the rest of the series? Are you aligned with my Thunder in 5?
Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe the NBA gets a little sneaky and tries to have it go a couple more games. You never know. We know that
I mean, it's been 4-1 the last 2 years. It's been like I honestly used to be a bigger NBA than NFL guy, and even just looking, everybody's complaining about the court logo and stuff.
I know.
it's like they took away the finals trophy in the middle and all that stuff, and it's like it just feels like and then now they hit on a Mark Jackson and Van Gundy.
The NBA finals definitely don't feel like the NBA finals anymore. It doesn't feel like
this feels like a second round series.
Yeah, and maybe it's because we live in South Florida where like it's rocking because the Panthers are buzzing in the finals, but it doesn't feel special.
I have so much more interest in the Stanley Cup finals, so much more interest in UFC weekly and other sports.
I have more interest in a Wednesday night MLB game.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow night.
Tonight, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm probably going to put on MLB over the finals. Yeah. I'll put it on like.
And they're also like it's so far between the games. We're just sitting around waiting for these games. I think Indiana will keep at least one of the home games competitive, but they've definitely. I mean, the NBA, in my opinion, the NBA should start every year on Christmas. They're competing with college football and the NFL, the two biggest sports ratings wise, and they think they can do it, and they just keep trying, and it doesn't work. And we got rid of the super teams, but what is that doing? The casual person does not care about the NBA anymore, in my opinion. I mean, why would I care about, Shea is an amazing player. I'm sure you've bet on him before, but he's just not a sexy, flashy name. Like you get an Anthony Edwards, he's got a little more of that MJ kind of feel, even if his stats aren't there, but just the way he is and conveys himself as a player. But I like Halliburton. He's been fun to watch, obviously with the comebacks and stuff for Indiana. But Matt and I were both rooting against Knicks fans. I grew up a Nets fan. I don't really care about the NBA anymore from a fan perspective. And then he's a Celtics fan. So
yeah, I mean, during the season, I love taking NBA player props. Love taking NBA player prop parlays. I mean, that's one of my go-tos, and that's fun. Obviously, those are fun. Or triple doubles that are big plus money and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, with everything going on right now, even with baseball only. Really, in hockey and UFC, I mean, I'm more interested in those things right now. Yeah, to be honest with you.
You're a big UFC guy.
I am.
Let me get your take because we've been discussing this. You giving O'Malley another main event? No, I agree. He thinks that he gets a third one.
Dude, he's so cool, man.
He is cool. Everybody loves him.
He can't fight at 135.
That was a great walkout song. I got to give him. I was fucking.
You think he should go up to 145? I keep seeing that online. Because he can't compete at 135 anymore.
No. I guess he should.
I feel like Dana loves him. He's still going to be.
He does love him, but
he's a crowd pleaser, dude.
He ain't getting enough.
You think Trump would have even shown up to that fucking fight if O'Malley wasn't fighting?
I don't know, but what did it do? O'Malley had no energy,
being in there.
No business. Did he? It went 2, right? He submitted in 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say that the whole world was on O'Malley, and I saw I don't know. I think at the ending line, I look at public. That's another source. I didn't discuss that with you guys.
What's the other one?
I look at public betting for BetMGM mainly. Okay. John Ewing on Twitter.
Yeah. Love John Ewing.
Yeah, he's got.
I met him actually. He was at a conference in Vegas.
Great data. Love seeing the closing lines. Love seeing the closing public.
But do you think the sports books, see, when they post that stuff, is there any angle for them? And I've talked to other cappers about this and got opinions.
Well, I'll look at others just to make sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You look on action and all that if you have other stuff.
Because the real thing that I look at the most, actually, that Matt knows that I'm involved with some of these sharp and syndicate groups, seeing where they're actually moving the lines. They get booted from a lot of places, whatever. Right. But just to see where the line moved and compare it to, I use VSiN a lot. They have Circa's data. But yeah, John Ewing, I met him last summer. He's great. I always follow his stuff.
Great. I mean, I think it was pretty accurate, especially for this. So I looked at the closing public lines, and it was 80% of the money on O'Malley. I said, nope, not touching that.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Plus, obviously, we see other sports cappers. They give out free stuff. I give out free stuff all the time, so I'm sure other cappers look at my stuff. But, if I see everybody on O'Malley, I'm not touching that. Yeah. I just won't. Well, it's not worth it.
Speaking of your free plays and stuff, see, you've been on a heater for a while. What goes into determining what is a free play and what you want to push out for those versus, the premium picks?
Sure.
No, you've been on a heater there. I've been following along, so.
Thank you. Yeah. For free plays, I normally like to do a straight play, obviously. I definitely like to keep it under minus 140, not too much juice, minus 110, sometimes plus money, plus 100, plus 105. And I like to give one. Sometimes I'll do 2 on different platforms, one on Twitter, one on Instagram, something like that. And what goes into it, I mean, it'll also be a premium play. The thing is the premium play, it'll be posted in premium way before, the day, or way before the free play is actually posted. So they might have it now. There's 3-4 more hours before it's posted online. So the lines could change. But, I like to give about 4 or 5 straight plays out per day, and one of them is going to be a free play.
So how does your unit structure work for those plays?
I lately I haven't been doing max unit plays. I do have them where it's like a 5 to 10 unit max play.
10 unit? Whoa,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Oh yeah, I have that. Normally I try to keep it anywhere from 3 to 5 at max, but sometimes I'll do the 10, and then I'll have the 1 to 2 unit plays, the straight plays. Lately that's what it's been.
Gotcha.
2.5. It depends on the juice. So if there's a minus 140, I like to keep it at least a 1.5 unit or 2.5 unit to kind of make it even almost. Per se. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just curious as to what goes into the 10 unit. Like, whatever stars align for those? When was the last 10 unit you gave out?
They ain't free. I'll tell you that much. They ain't free, baby.
When was the last 10 unit you gave out?
We're 80% lifetime.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're 80% lifetime on 10 unit maxes.
And what's the juice on like a 10 unit?
Never worse than minus 135. Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
What was the last one you gave out?
Last one I gave out, I'd have to check.
So it wasn't that recently.
It wasn't that recently. It was probably an over in a baseball game. So maybe like a month or 2 months ago, and it probably hit.
And with that's just, you like the weather, you like the pitchers, you like the lineups.
Like the lineups. All the bats are going to go off.
Wow.
That's what I'll look at,
When one of those loses, what are you doing? I mean, obviously you're going to have a ton of very
1,000%.
annoyed customers. What are you doing to make it up to them?
So when I do a 10 unit max, that's actually, it's only in my annual packages.
Okay.
So it's basically, you have to have an annual to get that 10 unit max.
That makes sense.
And then if you don't have an annual, you have to pay for the play. And it's usually like a $9,900 play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To pay for it, to actually get it. So it's mainly for big bettors.
Yeah.
Obviously, to get that play. If it does not hit, I normally give them a free month.
Nice.
Of
Okay.
VIP.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that strategy.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually, because
so
you give them a chance to make it back.
$100 that they just played for, Now, if they're in annual, that's different. Normally, if they're in annual, I'll give them I'll add a week extension or something like that to their VIP package.
So as part of your client packages, do you do a lot of like one-on-one interaction, or just mainly just the picks and your analysis? Or
for the annual clients, yes.
Okay.
Definitely for the annual clients, because that part of the package is actual consulting.
Yeah.
Speaking to them. When they have annual. If they have lower packages, monthly, weekly, I'll answer questions when I can. But normally just the annual clients.
How many annual clients do you got right now?
Probably around 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let me see. In terms of new sports bettors, I talked about it a little bit. What would you say are your top 3 tips for people who are new? I know we used to have a lot of new bettors. I feel like there's a lot of people that have been in the game for longer now. But if somebody's just starting out, what do you recommend for your top 3 things for them?
Bankroll management. I mean, that's number one. Bankroll management.
We hear that, I think, almost every time.
You probably hear it
time.
every question, every time.
But it needs to be said every time.
It does. Because I got a
mean,
little crazy with March Madness myself, and went out of what I was preaching to clients.
Here's the best way to put it. Right, you have a sports book, right? FanDuel, Offshore Book, Hard Rock, whatever it may be, right? You have $1,000 in there, right? Do you put the $1,000 on one game? No, that's not how you sports bet. If you really want to be successful at sports betting, you have to use that as a unit structure or whatever structure you want to call it. Some people, the old schoolers, don't even say the word unit. They think it's crazy. I like to because I make it very, very simple. For a unit, for me, is 3% of my entire bankroll.
There you go.
3%, right? So if I have a 10-unit play, it's not that full 1,000, right? It's 30% of my bankroll.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So are you, for your clients though, like the way I structure it is like 10,000. Let's say 10,000 and a unit's $100, right? On a $10,000.
That would be, but that's what is that? 1%? No.
1%.
Yeah. 1%. I like to make it 3 to 5. 1%'s a little like.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I don't even know what I was getting at.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're
I
good. You're good.
apologize.
You're
You were
good.
saying 1% is.
Oh yeah, I was saying like you're giving like what, like between probably 5 to 8% a day out. You would say 5 to 10% of the bank.
Yeah, I would say about 10%.
Okay. And it's not by sport, right? It's just overall.
It's overall, but you
Okay.
gotta like I'll put in parlays, and parlays are always like a quarter unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what happens during October when like every sport is going on? How do you, it's just a lot more risk at the
It's a
time?
lot more risk. Yeah, it's just is what it is. You know.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No,
with you.
October's fucking nuts. That's the
Yeah.
month of everything.
Oh
going
my
on.
God, October's nuts.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. A lot of clients in October.
Yeah, October. That's they're gearing up for
Well,
that.
it's even better for like a handicapping service because most of the sports bettors in September that tried to do it on their own have already gotten taken to the cleaners in the first
Yeah,
month of
that's
football.
usually what happens with me. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'll try it on my own this year." I'm like, "All right, good luck." And then they're like, "Oh, I got busy with work," and they come back,
They
kind of
always
thing.
come back.
Yeah.
They always come back. And I'm not saying like I'm the best or anybody. Like, it just it's honestly a gift, to the work that I put in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I will say I haven't seen much people work as hard as I can that do what I do. And like I said, I definitely lose for sure. But the work that I put in hours and hours a day, I mean, I might put like 5 to 10 hours a day putting into my sports bets that I'm giving out to people. The main reason is that I care. Like, I want them to succeed. I want them to do well. I've had my big shares of winnings, and I don't, like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't gamble that much. As far as I don't play with that much money. I definitely gamble a lot. I just don't play with thousands and thousands and thousands. I stick to 1,000 a day, and I want the subscribers to win.
Hell yeah.
I
That's
do.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, I think unless Matt, you have any other questions, let's transition to some more
We can go to-
other topics here. Usually, if we have a guest online, we'll kind of just do me and him. But since you're here, we'll go into some other just sports general topics. So we went over NBA finals.
Let's get to your big boy Rodgers to the Steelers. What are you thinking?
I didn't even put that on the list.
How'd you not put that on the list?
All right. Well, now you brought it up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm a Packers fan, so it's gonna be a 1-year thing. I mean,
how serious do you think the Steelers should be taken now as a threat?
they're not a threat in that division. I mean, it's just fucking, especially with the Ravens. Obviously, they'll probably split with them, but I think Rodgers is gonna cause more problems in that locker room than good, and I think they'll go like 8-9. And then Cincinnati, like they have their problems on defense, but their offense is just so nasty. Cleveland's gonna be dog shit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I mean, Rodgers, whatever. Like he ain't gonna do shit for them.
You really don't think it moves the needle at all?
Their betting odds to win the Super Bowl didn't change at all. So what's your opinion, Rob?
I think I think he's got to hang it up.
I agree.
I don't think he has what it takes. I mean,
Are you a Dolphins fan?
I am.
Okay.
I am. But besides the point is that they have the power around him. I mean, Pickens is he still there?
No, he went to
Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
They got Metcalf.
They got Metcalf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm obviously I've been in the. I mean, when NFL season comes, I'm
You're locked in, yeah.
Right. But right now I've been in obviously baseball. So Pickens was my guy. I love Pickens. bro. So
I
that's
think
a
him
tough
and
loss.
CD are gonna do
Oh, they're gonna do
wild
damage.
things
Yeah,
in Dallas.
I agree. That's a tough loss. That's a tough
Yeah.
loss.
But he is a headache.
He is a headache. He is a headache.
And Metcalf is.
He's good. I mean, he's a huge guy. He definitely plays when he wants to play, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It'll be interesting with that.
I saw that Chubb went to the Texans. I
did.
love Chubb.
He did.
I've always liked him.
He looks good too for how bad his leg was.
Yeah, they got some studs on that team.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about what's going to be the outcome with Diggs with everything that happened in Miami?
I mean, I'm a
The
huge
Picks?
Pats fan.
He's a Pats
Huge
fan.
Pats
It's
What
good.
happened?
Let's
Are you
hear
from
it.
New England?
No,
Or
no, I'm
oh,
from New Jersey.
just love
Grew up,
Brady and just-
grew up
yeah.
a Red Sox fan, and when I was like 7 years old, I asked my dad like, who's the Red Sox for football, and he said it's the Patriots, and that year was their undefeated year. So I had it made as a kid.
Oh yeah, so you saw like the comeback from the Yankees and all that.
Oh yeah,
I
was
remember that.
4 years old, but yeah,
No,
it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
You ever see
scream
Fever
and-
Pitch, the movie?
Yeah. Love that movie.
But no, so my take on Diggs, I think it'll work out. He's already shown back up at OTAs. He's locked in like now. I would rather him not be causing unnecessary beef with. I would rather him not date Cardi B, but what am I to say about that?
Yeah.
I just think she's a headache, as it's shown, and now he's got her ex, who's the rapper, Offset. She's got him like chirping Stephon Diggs now, and there's beef there. Where I just want Drake May to have a solid number one for once. I want the Patriots to go out and get a number one wide receiver, which they did. But I read a tweet and it was like Pats fans have been dreaming of this moment, like a number one wide receiver giving us number one wide receiver diva problems. And it's so right, because we haven't had anyone to give us diva issues ever. I mean, even when we had Moss, and he was sort of a diva, he had his head, on straight when he was with the Pats. So I think it'll play itself and work itself out. I definitely think Vrabel probably had a very Vrabel sit down with Stephon.
Oh yeah.
And said, cut the shit.
I think their defense is going to be very, very solid.
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
The corners?
Yeah. The corners, the linebackers,
Carlton
the
and
ends. I think they're going to be.
Gonzo?
I think they're going to be a stout defense. So
Playoff team?
maybe
I could see it.
I could see over.
Yeah.
What's the over under?
I was actually
8.5 or 9.5?
I think it was 8.5, but I was actually
Does
going to
that make sense from a what were they last year? How many games did they win
won
last
7?
year?
I
6?
think they won 6 or 7.
Right. The fact that
I think they bought
Vegas
themselves. They bought themselves 2 wins.
Well,
Exactly.
speaking of, I did want to do a little thing on over-unders for this season. I pulled out some random teams here, so I want to hear each of your opinion, and then I'll go for it. Do you send out over-under win totals for your clients?
futures. Not really.
Okay.
Futures,
Let's
but
take
I
your
love that.
opinion on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go for it. All right. These are some random teams here. First up, Bears, 8.5. Over-under, Rob.
Under.
Matt.
8.5 for the Bears.
Yeah.
You want to go over, but I'm still going to go under just because it's the fucking Bears.
Yeah, I'm going under. I'm a Packers fan. Bears, yes, Ben Johnson, great coach. They improved their O-line, but tough division. I still think people aren't giving Minnesota as much credit as they deserve. So that's my take on the Bears. This one's an easy one for me. Cleveland, 4.5.
Oh boy. I mean, Vegas is telling you to take it. Take the under.
Yeah.
Right?
They're begging you to take
The
the
Browns' schedule is so difficult to start off the season. It's just like a gauntlet, and then they're probably gonna start either Flacco or Pickett, whatever, and then they'll bring in like Shadur or Dylan Gabriel.
Flacco can win games though.
They're playing like the world beat, like some of the top teams. I forgot the schedule, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
What is it,
I
like
know
Bills,
that you look
Chiefs,
into it.
Lions?
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah,
That's awful.
Oh god.
Bills, Chiefs, Lions, Ravens.
something crazy. Yeah, Cleveland. I'm going under. I don't trust that team. Chiefs 11.5.
I can see them going over. I
can see them going over. Yeah. I want to fade and take the.
I got to look at the camera on this one. The Chiefs are going under their win total. They went 12-0 in one possession games. I love the Chiefs. I bet on them a ton, but Kansas City, you are going under your win total. I think they end exactly at 11, and I actually think that the Chargers win that division.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win that division.
Statement.
Yeah, you got.
That's a great statement. I mean, listen.
Year 2 of Harbaugh, I like the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I got to think that for me, it's looking at Patrick Mahomes and saying like, oh wow, this was an embarrassment, right?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl. This was an embarrassment. So I think that he shows up and kind of does business here.
All right, let's see what we got next. L.A. Rams 9.5.
Is Stafford 100%?
Yeah, he is.
Seems to be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they get 10.
Yeah, I mean, listen, McVay's a great coach.
Yeah.
They got Devontae Adams.
They got Devontae Adams. I mean, they should be better than what they've
Their
been,
defense
right?
is young. I think they're going to be. I mean, I was saying Rams Super Bowl earlier. This
Nah, you're
offseason.
way too high on that.
Are you
I
kidding
do
me?
think they get 10. I
Who's
think they
the
go
competition?
over.
The Niners have an easy schedule, but I mean, you still have Stafford and McVay, and then Devontae. I think
I
makes
just
the
don't think
difference.
they've proven enough to warrant the amount of hype.
You saw the game against Philly. That was a fucking super competitive game on the road in the snow. Stafford's won a Super Bowl.
Philly's going to be good again. They're not
think
going
you're too high on
anywhere.
them. That's just my take. I need to see more out of the Rams before I'm that much of a believer.
More out of them. Let's play the Super Bowl winner that competitively in their home field, and then you watch the Chiefs get blown out in the Super Bowl on a neutral field, and it's like whatever. All right, you can shit talk the Rams. My buddy, here we go. My buddy from work, his two sons run a Rams podcast, so I started to get into that, learn more about them, their defense and whatnot. Be cautious of the Rams, Matt.
I gave them their over on wins. There's a reason why Vegas only has them at 9.5. Like, take that into account.
I'm taking it into account.
Clearly, you're not if you're putting them in the Super Bowl.
All right, Saints 6.5.
Ew. Ugh.
I don't know. I mean, I
Their
don't
QB
know.
situation is
Yeah,
a
who
mess.
is it?
It's like that Tyler Schrook guy that they drafted or whatever.
I'm not sure. I mean,
They don't have a vet in there at all. It's just the rookie.
I mean, listen, I love Kamara. I think that, he's one of the best running backs back in the day, but, his time is going to end soon as far as being as powerful as he's been. So I don't know.
I'm going to go under.
Yeah,
I'm going under.
I'm not really I'm not sold on them yet. But again, guys, I haven't dug into when I dig into it. I mean, I dig into it, obviously, like you guys. I love that you have all the information as who's on what team right now, because I just saw yesterday.
Well, I'm a big NFL guy.
Yeah,
Dude,
so am I.
he is obsessive
So
with
am
it.
I. So am I.
I don't send out any baseball picks right now. That's why
right.
I got the
But
time.
look, you have the time, right? I haven't.
I also have a
dove in.
research of like 6 or 7 research interns from my Syracuse that do a lot of research and stuff for me.
What do you think about the Dolphins?
I don't know. I wish that they would have done something with the QB situation.
Right. I mean, what can they even do? He's locked in, right?
He's locked
Yeah,
in.
that's not
I
much.
wouldn't have mind, especially as the rounds kept going. Take a flyer on Shador. Take a flyer on him. Like,
I don't think you're wrong.
as the rounds kept going and he just kept dropping and dropping, what's the worst thing that happens? You get a top-ranked QB in the 4th round. Like,
Yeah, and you don't have to pay him.
yeah,
either.
you don't have to pay him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That was one of the craziest things
I don't think
I've
they
seen.
improved. I'll tell you that
No,
much.
I don't think they improved.
Didn't they lose their left tackle? Yeah, that's a big deal. That I actually research every week, Rob, is offensive and defensive line rankings.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Who do you have as the last year? I had Eagles as the first offensive line ranking.
I
and
usually go by
Chiefs.
like PFF grades. So I
Right.
know Eagles were up there.
Yeah.
Lions, all the solid teams. But sometimes you'll get like a big dog, and you'll see the discrepancy between the O and the D lines. Still researching some more into that, but we do all sorts of different things for the NFL. The last one I wanted to go through, another rookie quarterback. I think this one is easy. Titans 5.5.
I'm going to go under.
Listen, I'm a big Cam Ward guy. I am.
Are you a Miami fan?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a Kane. They got Xavier Restrepo in the 7th round, dude. I think. Listen, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really.
They got a new coach there too, right?
Yeah.
This is his first year?
Oh, no. Callahan was there last year.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going over. I'm like,
Oh, new coordinators too, though, because Vrabel took them. Didn't Vrabel take one of their coordinators?
I'm not sure, but I'm going over. That division is terrible. And I think Cam Ward is going to make a lot less mistakes than Levis. I mean, Levis cost them about 3 games last year.
Yeah,
it
you
felt
are right.
Maybe
Like-
more.
Like, literally, I just think Ward I didn't watch him that much in college, but Levis is a fucking
I
disaster.
watched
I
Ward.
did.
I'll tell you.
He ain't going to turn the ball over as much as Will Levis. Is that a
Cam
fact?
Ward, dude. A lot of people that aren't Canes fans, and I'm very biased when it comes to this, right? I have to be, being a sports capper. But I watched him. I watched him in depth, and he is so patient with the ball that it blows your mind.
That's like the opposite of Will Levis.
He's the opposite. He's so patient and so poised. If you go watch video of him, it's like he's like not even. He's like just chilling in the pocket.
rookie-
Very.
Rookie of the
I
year?
mean, I remember
I think so, man.
I remember
He's
looking
so-
at how nonchalant he was.
He's so nonchalant.
So-
and so like.
So he's a good dude.
I hope that it doesn't turn into sluggish.
Exactly,
It's
yeah,
almost
lazy.
but he's not.
He's not. I get it.
But it's almost like he's sluggish out there, but he's just waiting till he has this guy open.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like
not make the
what's it
mistake.
called? The Le'Veon Bell. You know
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
5-10 years ago when he was waiting for the
And,
whole
You know, I think he is more NFL ready than people think.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. You know, we've seen a lot of buzz.
Who's the number 1 in Tennessee right now? Is it Ridley?
Oh, yeah. I think it's
I guess
still
so.
Is it Calvin?
Ridley?
Who's a great, I mean, not a great number 1, but he's a very
They
serviceable
got
number
Pollard
1.
over there. I mean, they got an offensive coach. That's my thing.
I like Spears. I think Spears is great. He's a beast, dude.
Well, also their division is garbage. I mean, I don't think Jacksonville's going to be nothing to write home about. Indy's going to be a mess.
I mean, I think they're going to be better than last year, so I like the call.
Yeah, I like the over. We'll dive more into that, but going back to NBA for a second here, we got free agency and offseason coming up. Two big names, Giannis and Durant. Do they leave? What do we think? I'll start with you, Rob. What do you think for those two guys?
Giannis is gone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you think he goes?
Either New York or Miami.
You want him to go to Miami?
I want him to go to Miami.
That would be good for the city.
Yeah.
Because
Or somewhere crazy like where a super team happens, like LA. Or,
You think he's got his ring there? He's fed up.
he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, Doc is the worst. I mean, I knew. Did he get let go?
I'm not sure.
I think he did.
Honest.
I'm not sure. I don't
think
follow
so.
NBA.
Can somebody look that up?
Doc Rivers.
I'm pretty sure Doc Rivers. Did he?
Ben on the news there.
Can
No,
you
I'm
look
kidding.
at it?
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
okay.
I'm kidding.
So,
He's going.
I knew Thibodeau did for the Knicks. We know that he got let go. So I
The
think
Knicks should go get him.
the Knicks should go get him.
Or no. Actually, the Knicks should go get Durant. I think get rid of Towns, get Durant.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like the Knicks with this was their chance to go to the finals, in my opinion, and I think they need a guy like Durant who's won. He'll play defense when he needs to. Towns and Brunson, you got one of the guys who don't play fucking defense. Ben, we got an answer.
Doc Rivers is currently the head coach of Milwaukee Bucks.
He is the head
He's
coach.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah, so Giannis is gone. I think he goes to one of the teams out in California, potentially. He could go to Miami, which I think is a possibility. Then it could be something crazy like him and Wemby or something. Like it could be.
Wow.
I mean, like it could be something wild.
That would be sick.
But I do think it's like
And they have the Aaron Fox there.
It could be L.A. It could be or L.A. Golden State Warriors, somewhere like very like super team again. Like that's what I think's gonna happen.
You think Boston blows up their roster?
Potentially. I think I'm not a Tatum guy. I mean,
really,
I'm sure you are.
I
You're
am
a Boston guy.
I what's it called? I love his game. I wish he had more of a clutch gene. But at the same time, I understand the amount of hate that he gets from non-Celtics fans. He definitely puts a shit ton of it on himself.
Yeah.
So
I think there'll be
it.
some movement. I'm not sure they blow the entire team up, but yeah, there'll be some
LeBron's got what, 2 years left, you think?
I think he wants to try to get to the finals, right? At least.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's tough in that West. The Thunder have all their picks. It's going to be interesting there.
I don't know how much, maybe 1 or 2 years, yeah.
I want Durant. I don't want Durant to go to the Knicks because I think that'll push him over the edge. But, he didn't make the playoffs last year. I think he's like, all right, get me to a good team. But, you're going to have to give up the field.
He's getting
for him.
old, man. He's getting old.
Yeah, so is Steph's the same age as him.
Yeah.
But Steph's game, I feel like, translate a little bit more. Like,
Yeah, Steph can play later than Durant.
Like that was unfortunate that he got injured and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think point guards just play longer, you know.
But we got one last segment. We started it last week, and Matt was unaware. So now I'm going to let you pick between one of the topics, and we'll have Rob chime in. Actually, I'll go through 3 topics. You guys can pick one, and then we'll list them out. So the first one would be top 3 athletes or coaches you'd let date your sister. Second one, top 3 favorite sports logos. And number 3, top 3 football colleges you would want to tailgate at.
Oh, tailgate.
All right, we'll do the tailgate.
Tailgate?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do the tailgate. All
I'm
right.
not a drinker, but that's okay.
Hey, podium.
enough.
That's
I love food.
I wish
Fair
I
enough.
wish I could do that. So podium picks, guys. We'll put a minute on the clock for each of us. Top 3 colleges you'd want to tailgate at. We'll start with Mons over here.
Number 1, I would love to rip Rocky Top. Give me Tennessee. I think that would be a great time. I've heard that some of the best tailgating also goes down with like Ole Miss. I've heard great things about the Rebels. And then I don't know. I don't want to go 3 SEC schools because I just think that's
You
too
can.
easy. I know I can, and I'm sure I'm not studied up on other schools enough or other schools enough. I don't know. I don't think Clemson does anything like out of this world.
20 seconds.
I know. You know what? I had a few boys that went there. USC Gamecocks. I hear they have some very fun tailgates.
So you picked all the Southern schools.
Yeah.
Very
I did.
interesting. All right. I'll go now. All right, podium picks, top 3 football colleges. I would say UT, hook 'em.
Okay.
Number 1. Ohio State. I've been to Michigan, but Ohio State I've not been to, and just the crowd and just how much they get into it, how good the team always is. And then the third school, I was gonna pick up basketball, but I can't. I said football. I want to go out west, but I feel like USC is you know what? I'm gonna give one that's kind of low key, but I watch a lot of the Herd and just have heard from a lot of people good things. Oregon Ducks.
Really?
They really get into it out there. I think it would be an interesting tailgate experience, especially if it rained or whatever. You know, they're very passionate about it out there. So yeah, I'd go Texas, and then I'd go Ohio State, and then Oregon, who's in the Big Ten now.
What about you?
I went to Syracuse, so I'm trying to go a little bit west.
There you go. Well, I remember my college days. I went to UCF. We had great tailgates. It was awesome. It was fun. I mean, when I went to college, Brandon Marshall was a receiver there. Blake Bortles was a quarterback a couple of years later. It was fun. We had an awesome time. But if my top would be, I remember in college, you always hear about the number 1 party school, right? Do you know where it is? It's out west. No, it's out west. The number 1 party
Stanford?
school in the country is Arizona State.
Oh, yeah. AU, yeah.
All right, Arizona
If my
State.
wife is watching, I'm sorry. Please don't listen to me. Arizona State, the women there, obviously.
Yeah.
You got that.
Nice weather.
Nice weather.
Arizona
Number 1 party
too.
school. I mean, awesome, huge stadium. I'm sure the parties and the tailgating is extremely fun. You know, so that would be number 1 for me. Plus, Arizona's cool out west and stuff. Number 2's got to be Bama, Crimson Tide, man. It's a staple, dude. You know, I mean,
Did you say Bama?
I didn't. I'm a Bama guy, but
Are you?
didn't. I did.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Saban days. You got all the best, some of the best players in the world. You know, coming from Bama. The tailgating, I'm sure, is a classic environment.
I got boys that went there and they talk about it, but none of them have ever said like it's nuts. It's wild.
Right.
That's why I didn't.
What
add 'em
about
in.
number 3, Rob?
Number 3, I gotta throw in like something crazy here, right? I gotta throw some. I mean, it's got to be Notre Dame, man. I mean, Notre Dame is like crazy.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a
Notre
good
Dame,
one,
bro. I mean, you got like I'm thinking about Rudy, the movie. You know?
I love that movie.
Like, who doesn't love that movie? Rudy.
I feel like
Rudy.
I feel like the snow and going for one of those
in the
would
cold,
be awesome.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think those are pretty good tailgates. Yeah.
All right, that was good. That was better than last week with the podium picks. Rob, it's been great having you on from JURUPICKS. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JURUPICKS.
Awesome. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure today. Mons, as always, it's been a pleasure. Let's enjoy the rest of these NBA and NHL finals. Thank you, podcast junkies and Ben. And have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Have fun.
That was fun.
Got a little hot in here today, Ben.